Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. Today we're getting back on the Bronco. I got this new microphone. I think the audio is a lot better because it's constant. Like there's a mic on my body and it's wirelessly communicating to the receiver on the camera. So hopefully my voice will be more consistent throughout. I just turned the heater on, so I want you guys to tell me if the heater sound bothers you when it kicks on, which will be, that's it right there. So I wonder how much of a sound difference does that make? Because it's winter now, it's getting cold, so I gotta have heat. Stuff like this isn't cheap, you know, these mics and all this gear. I opened up a Patreon account. Contribute if you want, links down in the description. It's okay if you don't. You can send me parts too. Had Leo send me a plate that goes here. Super helpful, you know, just to cover this up. He already had it fabricated. He just had like a nice aluminum one made for himself, so he sent me the steel one. Just helps a guy out. Now let's get into the business today. There's like 3 things I wanted to accomplish. First, I put the body back on with the gas tank in place because I wanted to see if I had clearance without a body lift to the Tanks Inc. fuel injection tank. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Tanks Inc. makes a PA2, PA-2. I'm not gonna put the link in there, okay? Don't ask me. Just go to summit.com. If you're so lazy, you can't look it up, you're never gonna make it in life or in your car, okay? PA2 pump, it's got 3 ports in it, return, supply, and a vent, okay? If you get this kit, I highly recommend get this rollover valve. It's separate, and it's by Tanks Inc. And I don't know, it's like 14 bucks or something, but you just screw that in there. It's got a little jiggle ball in there, so if you're ever upside down, yeah, the fuel doesn't just pour out your vent. I have about 1.5 inches of clearance under the body to the top of the tank. I didn't know that. That's why I put the body on. And here, with these not even screwed in all the way, these are MPT fittings, so they're not tight. I've got way less than 1.5 inches of lift off of the top of the tank. So this is gonna work great. So that was question number 1 answered. Question number 2 is, will the power steering gear fit? And I don't know, so let's find out. This is the power steering gear from Tom's Bronco Parts. Sorry, Tom's Off-Road. Whew, it's heavy. Oh gosh, it's like right there. That doesn't, all I need to do is notch this flange. Oh, that's easy. Bolts are in. I got plenty of clearance. Steering's a little tight, I'll be honest. This is very close. No! I have this old one from the Scout. Of course. So my issue is I don't have the right U-joint to mock up my steering. I mean, that might be okay, but there's just not very much clearance right here. I might need to, like, I don't know, what do you guys, so does anybody done this on a 66 Fender where you've got this clearance issue to the firewall? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. The third issue I needed to figure out was my transfer case clearance. So let me show you where I'm at with that. So I've got this JB shifter cover, right? Now this is for a AX15 with a twin stick, so I just need to delete one of these witch's hats, not a big deal. That sits like there, and so I had to notch this out, and that all makes sense. Now I have the clearance for this. So all that is fine, except I probably need to clearance this a little bit more. The nut on this jam nut is hitting. So there it's a stretch. It's stretching the leather a bit here. So I've got a hole basically here I've made a piece to sort of extend this over. That's where it wants to sit, right there. I might just roll with that. Fourth thing, I want to check the clutch pedal thing. I'd gotten this adjustable one from Tom's Off-Road. Really nice unit. Unfortunately, I ordered it for a 1-inch body lift because I thought I was going to need to run a 1-inch body lift to clear everything. As it stands, I don't need to run it, so I'm not gonna, which means this might be too long, but I think there's enough adjustment in it. I can't see nothing. You can see the Z-bar there, right? So all I have, I mean, it must be right because this is full up and then this is full in. It's not a lot of swing. Is that what you guys get out of your clutch? Just like that? I mean, that's like an inch of swing. Does that look right to you guys? Would love to hear your comments. Just gonna lay a little blankie down. I wanna scratch up my brake booster. Okay, good. So there's some thinking put into this because what you do is you put these 2 bolts in and it holds your brake pedal in place, and then you can put the rest of your situation in. So that's smart. Thank you, Toms. Well engineered. Anyway, that's good enough for mock-up. So what I'm trying to do is figure out how the heck, okay, I see. So this needs a bracket of some kind. I don't know if you could see, but I'm missing, I need to find this, the boot and the shift lever. I'm just not seeing it. The other thing I need to do while I'm here is I need to locate the brake booster. No, not the brake booster. Come on, Matt. What are you talking about? The proportioning valve. It starts with 1. That's not that. This one goes on here. So I've got the proportioning valve mocked in place, but the problem is, if you can focus here for a second, there's a hole and a doweling hole in the frame that's supposed to be there. Because this is a 66, those holes don't exist. And also, these clearances are super tight. I think the steering's supposed to come through here. Okay, it's now 6:51, time to wake up to go to work. I am going to pause here because before I cut the dowel hole and the thread for this proportioning valve, I really want to get the steering figured out and make sure all the clearances are there. I also want to put an exhaust manifold on here and see what the clearances are to that, and just make sure I'm not putting myself in a bind here. And then, yeah, so that basically the idea is to have all this mocked up so that when it comes time to put the body on, everything's figured out. I don't want to be messing around, cutting holes, cutting my fender, anything when the body's like finished. So that's the thinking. We'll see if it works out next time on Matt's Garage.